Alright, so we're just starting off with the biggest aqua flies cone in orange. I'm going to thread up on a 20 mil shank and throw our loop on 50-pound braid. I just do it right on the shank like this. Just make sure it's nice and even, then wrap that down. And of course trim that, and then we're on to the rabbit. So I got some micro rabbit strip in purple, just sizing that out to my braid, about 3 inches long, and then tying that in after I cut that down. And nice and even, make sure it's on the top lined up with the eye. Then cactus chenille. So this is pretty cool, super easy. Just gonna pull some thread off of this to expose the braid underneath. And you just tie it in by that nice thin spot. So we get 3, 4, 5 wraps in that, cut that, and then we're gonna go for just 2 turns of this guy. So get it nice and wet, it'll be easier to work with, keep it out of the way. Then once you make it back to the start twice, I'm just gonna start separating it out, get my thread over it, and then I'll go in for 3 more hard wraps. And then I'll trim this up and get all these brushed out, make sure there's no fibers sticking forward, cut them if you have to. Now I was a little sneaky here, I threw some eyes on this. These are the aquafly's eyes on the mono, and I just sized them to be slightly bigger than where the cactus chenille falls. Now we're going for some ostrich flanks. So I got this kind of like cobalt purple, tie about 8 of those, 10 of those in on each side. I'm just going to size those, be about 2/3 the length of the fly, not as long as the rabbit tail, not falling dead in half on the fly, so 2/3 length. And then we're going to get those on both sides, trim off the excess, and then we got some really cool rubber legs. So these are orange and purple. Obviously you can see the color theory on this fly, going for orange and purple here. So just sticking to that. So the way these go on is right under the side flank. So split them in half, loop them right over your thread, and then go 3 turns. Better view here, it flips it upside down, you can see both sides. So actually do both going back first, gives me more control, and then I'll fold them over themselves and tie them down again. And so again, we're just kind of building with proper engineering here. These have their own space in the fly, they're more towards the bottom, flanks are on the side, rabbit strips the wing on the top. And then we're going to throw in some purple holographic flashaboo here. This one's awesome. 2 on each side, fold them back. Same idea as the legs, but right over the side of the fly, like on the flanks. So that was the other side, now we're doing this side. Sorry, we're going kind of fast here, but I think it's boring when you over-explain this stuff. so that's going in. Now I've got some purple fusion dub here. This is the electric grape color, and I just break that in half. Once I've got the threads nice and aligned, I'll actually cut it in half. It's about 1.5 inches long. I'll just make it about 3/4 of an inch long. So get that sized out to be about 1.5 inches, 1 3/4. Then we're going to lay down our purple ostrich. This is actually a different color purple, so slightly different ostrich here, also barred. A little trick here for you. If you got sticky fingers like me, what have you been doing? Sticky fingers. You just use something metal, like your scissors will work. So you just lay those down and separate it, and doing the other half now, and then there, boom, same trick, right? I've got like sweaty fingers, seriously. So this will save you. I know all my homies out there with the sweaty fingers. So then I'm just jabbing it around, making sure it's in line. Then I throw the other half of that dubbing right on top and push that in. So they were making fun of us at first for our sticky fingers. Now we're pushing it in, we're massaging it in, and that's going nowhere. Then I've got some, what's that called? Angel hair, purple angel hair. I throw that in about 1/2 inch, and then I throw in that composite loop we built. Get that nice and organized, right? Go in there, poke it out, and then spin it up. Once it's nice and tight, I'll brush this stuff out. Brush. And then we're going to just get it wet and fold it back on itself. I didn't really show that step, but you guys know how to, for the most part. And of course I hit the camera. Yeah, keep folding that up nice and tight. As you're going, just use your other hand to fold back any fibers that might want to get out in front of it. That looks super weird. They'll lay weird and, cut each other off and poke out at weird angles. Then we're just finish this thing off with some more thread behind the cone. I do 3 behind it and then 2 in front of it. And then I cut it and then I whip finish with 5 turns 2 times. And then we'll finish this off. We gotta throw a hook on this thing still, so don't go anywhere. Swing hook, only hook that I use, only hook that works. Can't use any other hook. go buy these hooks. Link in the description. And so we're just going to tighten this guy down. Don't be too particular in the beginning. And then I'm just going to, you know, once that's nice and tight, get the fibers out of it and line it up here. You can see me doing that line up here, just making sure the braid falls to the same point. And there we have it. So this is kind of like a hybrid of a swing thing or a dirty hoe. Just nice and easy to tie, tons of action. Should be able to go find them.